Hello everybody and welcome back to the AOR highlights. Finally, I've managed to edit them. It's been a little bit of a while, but of course, I am John Master 22. We're back again with these highlights. France, Silverstone and Austria coming up for you guys today. Really looking forward to these races. I mean, France is okay. And Silverstone's also okay. And Austria's alright as well, but you'll see in a couple of minutes how it all pans up. Starting way down in France, P13. I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened. It's just me being shit. But hey ho, it's lining up on the grid. A lot of ghosted cars, which is a bit of a pain in the ass because they ruin my braking area essentially. So you'll see now the lights are coming on for the very first time in these highlights. Hopefully you are strapped in and ready to go because it's a funny old episode. But coming down towards turn number 1, lots of wheel spin by myself. It does rain later on as well, which you will see. But coming down to turn number 1, see there's two ghosted cars of Chris and the other Ferrari. I can't remember what his name was, the other Welsh guy. But coming through turn 1, it's nice and clean, but keep an eye on Chris, who's directly in front of him. He doesn't brake, essentially, and takes out a lot of drivers, and you'll see from his point of view how it really goes down.
I can't say thing.
Shit.
Shit indeed, Chris. So Chris absolutely swipes Briggs. He got a massive penalty as well at the end of it. But moving on to lap number 2, we've got Taz. We go sweeping around his outside like there's no tomorrow and move us up into P number 5, which was pretty good. After a crap start. I mean, Chris's crash helped a lot because I gained 4 or 5 positions off the start. So I'm not complaining. But behind Mr. LC here. On lap number 3, goes a little bit wide there. Should have really come back on the track a little bit there, mate, but he didn't. But we sweep down his inside, coming turn 4, I think. I can't remember this test track or whatever you want to call this French circuit. It's all right. It's not bad to race on. Driving and watching the race, not so much. But coming on to the back straight here, of course, unfortunately, DRS is enabled, and you'll see that white arrow below, at the bottom of the screen, light up very quickly, and LC goes down my inside like pretty easy really for him. Don't even bother defending, so it's a bit annoying. Should have really defended that, but I knew I had a better run. I was quick in the last sector, so I thought I could probably get him back here, and he was a bit quicker than him as well around this circuit. So we're coming up behind him again, almost crashed straight into the back of it. Don't want to take him out at all, like China. But we go down his inside through the sweeping right-hander. We've got the inside line, and then we brake a little bit later, and we go around his outside. His back end steps out onto the marbles on the outside, but still don't know what happened, but couldn't get any traction of him to get past. But behind Jano here, sorry, Jano, can't even pronounce his name properly, fighting for the lead actually, which is amazing for me because, well, I'm not very good, but we can take a little bit too much curb, and we go for a cheeky little spin, which really hampered my race. I dropped down to 5th or 6th, I think, in the Grand Prix, and it was a silly thing to do. Of all things to do in this Grand Prix, to spin there, of all corners as well, it was just a nightmare. I was so angry at myself there, because it could have been potentially my first win. But the rain finally does come down. Bobsleigh Gamer, our favourite friend, is behind us, and he does go straight to the back of me in a second, which doesn't want to brake, I think, and almost pushes us into the wall. I don't know whether he got any damage out of that. I mean, maybe he did. I wouldn't care less because his connection is, as you'll see in the next couple of minutes, is horrendous. So we put on a set of intermediate tyres to the end of the race with 8 laps remaining, still in a good position really. So we do get, I think Kuman took us in the pit, so we managed to move back up to P3, which we managed to get the super soft so far in the Grand Prix. But coming towards the line, Jano wins with Fawn in second. As you can see by the little mini-map on the bottom left, Briggsy isn't too far behind me, and unfortunately Briggsy, the number 2 teammate, well, he didn't have any penalties, and he moves up to P3. So I was very angry, very angry after the potential win was bottled. Classic Jukemaster 22. He takes the podium. So then again, still a good haul of points for third and fourth there for the constructors. That's what we're aiming for this season. We're not going to win it, but we're both probably the most consistent team in the league. The Renault boys in yellow. So yeah, fourth. I'll take that in Austria. In France, but we are here in Austria. Hopefully you're enjoying these highlights so far, guys. I do enjoy making them as always, but lining up in 10th place. Another shitty qualifying. Just not really seem to be very good at qualifying. Yeah, I need to spend more time doing that. I'm not, well, drinking and other things, but the lights are coming on for the second time just behind the orange McLaren of Bosley on our left, but that's 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go for the second race in these highlights around the Red Bull Ring. One of my favourite tracks, actually. I'm not that quick on there, but it's a really nice track to race around. And Bosley sweeps around, so does Pricey. Both go straight around me. And lucky for Pricey, gets a bit of he didn't get the traction out of that corner because that was a great around my outside. But staying in P10 for now, haven't gained, so that's the important thing. We break mega early. Someone goes straight into the back of me. Don't know whether it was Pricey or one of the other cars. But coming down to turn number 2 on lap number 1, still in 10th, still in the points. I hadn't done enough practice really around this track to really fight for any lead. My tyre wear was horrendous as well, as Bosley takes into a trip into the gravel, and that's his race essentially over and done with. But moving on to lap number 3, we've got Krish and LC up ahead of us. LC fighting away for, where are we, P9, so it's not that far ahead really, but Krish, a great dive bomb from him up the inside, pushes LC wide, and we follow through with that move. Good job from him, pushing him a little bit wide. I don't know if there's any contact there, but we move up into P8, as this is where my internet has a bit of a SPAC moment, and we're all over the shop. LC, in fairness to him, managed to keep it on track somehow, but yeah, we're all over the shop. There's a Ferrari off there. I think that was Taz. So we gained a position, but lost it to LC around there. But this is where this is the horrendous lap from ourselves. And Monkey Pie, again, I don't know whether I was lagging or not, but not the cleanest move, pushing me out wide, and then he loses the back end and crashes straight into me. I should have really taken him to stewards. I don't know why. I think my internet connection was even worse. But to add insult to injury, we get an illegal overtake somehow because we went wide, and I don't know. Very angry with that after an awful lap. And then again, to make it worse, as you can see by the bottom right, there's no DRS. I did press it, but it just wouldn't open. So I don't know what was going on. Maybe damage from my wing, but. As we move on to lap 9, as you can see, there's a yellow flag because Bobsleigh Gaming spun, and then we get another illegal overtake. This game is so shit. Chris doesn't get one, so Chris goes up my inside. I think Chris actually did get one. A little bit of contact again, adding more front wing damage to the Renault, but I don't know what Bobsleigh was doing. He's fucking being a bobsleigh essentially, but we get a big ass penalty, which was just great. And that we'll serve that in the pits later on. But yeah, a really horrendous race from ourselves, and this is one of the nicer bits of the race. Lap number 20, fighting away against Fawn and Taz. Fawn takes the wide line through the final 2 corners and keeps it on track, luckily for himself. But we're going to try and get him as well coming into turn number 1. Not close enough as of yet. Gop is inside, but staying in the slipstream and using that DRS. But he goes a little bit wide through there, and we pop it up the inside with DRS, with is, and with some slipstream, we move up into P number 9. But here we go. Taz is up next on our hit list, and this is as you can. This is where it goes really bad. There's already lagging coming around there. I go to the outside line. I then go through Taz, and Fawn decides to go up the inside, and Fawn causes all 3 cars to retire then. All out of the race, 3-car pile-up. Fawn tried to squeeze into a gap.
Is that a massive freeway crash?
That was size of, maybe, if he was driving a smart car, maybe he could have fitted through there, but in his Red Bull, it's not fitting, mate. So we're all out of the race, which I was absolutely gutted. I was going to get points. It just helped in the constructor. I think Briggsy finished 2nd in this race, so Or did he win? He may have won actually. But moving on to Silverstone, I lag out. As you can see on the board, I'm currently in P2. I don't know what time it is because the screen's a bit blurry. I think I need glasses. But currently in P2, I lagged out, came back in the session. So yeah, you can see I'm in P2. So we go out, of course, to try and improve that, and then we drop down. We dropped down. I don't understand. I had a lap time. The lap was worse, and it put me backwards. I mean, how does that work, Codemasters? Please explain that. So we move all the way down to P10 when we could have been, top 5 at least, because Silverstone is one of my better tracks. So it's just bloody nightmare, this game. Not long to go left of the season. But yeah, it's flying up in P10. Briggsy's P12, so not a good showing from Renault here. This wasn't Briggsy's good track. This is my one where I was going to score the majority of the points were meant to be, but it doesn't go to plan. As usual, as my highlights, they never go to plan. Well, it's lights out and away we go, coming up towards turn number 1 here in Silverstone. We've got Bibbin on our left. He goes a little bit wide through there, so we go up his inside. And as you can see, look at the little red bars on top of Bobsleigh Gamer. Oh, what a surprise! And then we have contact, and he's trying to claim that there's nothing wrong with his lag.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. I mean, and then he just dives up the inside. So, I mean, yeah, I did break a little bit late, and I did hit him. Well, I don't know if I hit him. I don't know where he was on track really, with those lovely bright red bars. But we try and go around his outside. Down his inside. But oh no, he's up on the inside through there. I mean, how am I meant to race that? I mean, I've got no idea where he is. He's so angry. Really. I've got front wing damage because of his shitty laggy car. It's a nightmare. But, still, we've improved from where we started going down the inside of Bibbin, but we got up the inside of Bobsleigh. I don't know, is he there? I think, yeah, just about there. So we move up into P number 8 in Silverstone, where I should have really been top 5 and shouldn't be fighting away with people like that at the back of the grid. But moving on to lap number 11, pitted on to the medium tyres. To have that front, I had to pit essentially. I had no option, so I pit really early. But we get a great run out of the final corner against Chris. I popped on the inside. Had far more speed coming out of the final 2 corners in the Maggers and Beckett section. So we pop it up his insides. Take a little bit too much grass there. I don't know what. Luckily, no penalty for corner cutting through there.
Nice overtake.
But as we move on to the latter stages of this Grand Prix, lap number 20, we've got Monkey Pie ahead of us at the moment. But Codemasters strike again, as they always do, and a lovely screen freeze for us. And of course, Monkey Pie disappears, and he's just down the road now. Lost, 3 seconds there, and and it happens 3 times in this race as well. And mindset was stable in this lobby. So. This game, I mean, I don't think I'll be buying it next year. I will be playing other games, hopefully, what's it called? iRacing, where it's a little bit better on PC. But finish in P6, I mean, it could have been so much more. But hey ho, finish in P6, and Briggsy comes across the line in P7. So again, good points for Renault. Our team I think we're leading the current constructors. We're on to Singapore now, so I'm a little bit behind with these highlights, but we're still leading the constructors, which is great. But thank you ever so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in a little bit. Good night.